Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I'll admit can sound a little dry, energy efficiency. But stick with me here because this is one of those ideas that is quietly changing everything. And it's about so much more than just switching to LEDs.
I mean, really, what if I told you there was a single concept that could do all of that? Lower your bills, make you healthier, boost the entire economy, and help save the planet. It sounds like a sales pitch, right? A little too good to be true? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into today.
So first things first, what even is energy efficiency? It's super simple. It's not about turning everything off and living in the cold. Nope. It's the art of being smarter, of using innovation to get the exact same result, or, a lot of the time, an even better one with less energy. It's about progress, not sacrifice.
To really get a handle on this, let's bring it right down to your level. We're going to start with what this all means for you, your wallet, and your home.
And right away, the payoff is huge. We're talking about the potential to slash the average household energy bill by a third, a full one-third. Just think about that. That is serious money back in your pocket every single year.
Let me give you a perfect everyday example. Buying a new fridge. You see that cheaper, less efficient model and think, hey, I'm saving $100. But that low price tag is hiding something. Over its life, it's going to guzzle energy, and your bills will show it. The high-efficiency model might cost a bit more today, but it can end up being up to 40% cheaper when you factor in all those years of energy savings. It just goes to show you, the cheap option is almost never the cheapest in the long run.
And you know, this isn't just a luxury for developed countries. It's a total game changer for quality of life around the world. Just look at this data from sub-Saharan Africa. If you're selling inefficient appliances, only about half the population can afford a basic set. You know, lights, a fan, a TV, a fridge. But switch to high-efficiency models, suddenly 80% of the population can afford them. That is a massive leap in access to the basic tools of modern life.
And the benefits keep coming. It's not just about your wallet, it's about your well-being. Better insulated homes, more efficient heating and cooling. It all adds up to better health. And this isn't just a guess. A massive review of 45 different studies found that 90% of them saw positive health impacts. We're talking about fewer trips to the doctor for things like asthma, better air quality indoors, just a healthier place to live.
Okay, so we've seen the impact at home. Now let's zoom out a little bit. Because all those personal benefits, they start to multiply and scale up, powering businesses and the whole economy.
This is absolutely wild. Since the year 2000, our industries can now produce almost 20% more stuff, more value, using the exact same amount of energy. That is a gigantic boost in productivity. It means companies can be more competitive, more profitable, all by being smarter with their energy.
And you know, the money a company saves on its energy bill, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real magic is in all these other benefits. When you upgrade your equipment, it doesn't just use less energy, it also breaks down less often. Maintenance costs go down. The work environment gets safer and healthier, so your people are more productive. It's a win-win-win.
And let's not forget, investing in efficiency is a massive job creator. We're talking about 10 million people around the world who have jobs in this sector. These are the people installing new windows, manufacturing smart thermostats, and designing more efficient factories. And a lot of these are local jobs, which is great for communities.
All right, so we've looked at our homes and we've looked at our businesses. Let's zoom out one more time and look at the big picture, our entire national energy system.
So when a country needs more power, the default thinking is usually, well, we need to build another power plant. But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? Check out these costs. Building new power plants and grids to deliver that energy can cost a fortune. But saving the exact same amount of energy through efficiency measures, it can be less than half the price. Sometimes it's 10 times cheaper. Efficiency is hands down the cheapest new energy resource we have.
And get this, it's not just cheaper, it's also so much faster. I mean, look at this timeline. You can retrofit a building or upgrade a factory in under a year and start seeing savings immediately. Compare that to the decade or more it can take to get a new nuclear power plant online. When we need results, efficiency delivers them now.
So what does being cheaper and faster add up to? A huge boost for national security. Just by getting smarter with energy, developed nations have avoided having to import 20% more fossil fuels since 2000. That makes countries less dependent on other nations and more resilient to global energy shocks.
Okay, now for the final biggest picture of all, the planet. We hear a ton about solar, wind, and electric vehicles as climate solutions, and they're all super important. But the unsung hero,
The absolute heavyweight champion in this fight is energy efficiency.
Just since 2010, our efficiency gains have prevented 7 times gigatons of CO2 from hitting the atmosphere. Now that's a number so big it's hard to even picture. So let me put it this way. That's more than the entire annual emissions of the European Union and India combined. It's a truly incredible achievement that's already happened.
And looking to the future, its job is even more important. As we work towards our 2030 climate goals, experts project that a full 1/3 of all the emission cuts we need to make will come from energy efficiency. It is the single biggest piece of the puzzle for the next decade.
So let me leave you with one last, absolutely mind-boggling number. This whole story isn't about cutting back. It's about creating value. Since the year 2000, by figuring out how to do more with less energy, we have created an extra $50 trillion in economic value worldwide. You can think of it as a massive global efficiency bonus that's helped fuel our growth.
Which brings us to the big question at the end of all this. We've seen it, right? Energy efficiency saves us money, makes us healthier, creates local jobs, makes our countries more secure, and it's our #1 weapon in fighting climate change. It is without a doubt the cheapest, the fastest, and the cleanest energy resource we have. So you have to wonder, why isn't it always the very first thing we reach for? Something to think about.